Well, hi everybody, it's another Conversations with, and today we're going to have some interesting conversations. It's been very many years. They tell me 1965. I was thinking this morning, boy, this organization has been around. It's the Hayloft Steppers. And now you folks, I want you to meet my good friend Les Gardner. Now most of these people who see Les Gardner think of this guy running around with a camera. But I guess Les, in addition to running around with a camera, steps it out.
Yeah, I love to square dance.
Really?
Yeah, square dancing has been a part of my life since I was a teenager, but I met my wife square dancing, so.
Hey, how can you go wrong?
Yeah, that was,
Now you brought a couple of pals with you.
I did, yeah.
Who we have here?
This is my friend Susie Lazaro and her son James.
Are they step two?
Since 2009.
I want to see him do it with that crutch.
It's a little harder on the crutches.
Yeah, I would think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the reason they're here is because there's a hole in the roof. And we got to get it patched up.
Right.
Now,
Yep.
tell me about you. You have your own facility, obviously.
Yes, yeah, one of the few actual square dance clubs around who own our own facility, and it's fairly popular, and people know it as the square dance place with the floating floor, which is the way it's constructed is easy on the feet. So
When they built the floor, instead of putting cement underneath it, they put tires. So you float when you dance on it. It makes it, like you said, easier on the feet, but they have tires underneath the floor to make it easier.
Wow.
That's why they call it a floating floor. Yeah.
You what?
It's beautiful to dance on.
Really?
Yeah, it's fantastic.
yeah,
Now, I was just, now you have to understand, I'm a nut. Okay?
Yeah.
I am a nut. I'm
Okay.
thinking, he's telling me about this, how beautiful is the dance floor. And I'm imagining this dance floor like this, something like this. And there's a little dancer over here that weighs about 103. And over here, we got a dancer who's about 220, who jumps a little harder on that tire.
yeah,
And this little person here goes,
Great.
yeah.
no?
No,
Doesn't quite
No.
move that
Not
much.
exactly that
Oh,
much.
good.
But
pretty big floor. We've had I don't know 15 or 18
you can
squares.
put 20 on the floor.
20 on it for the bigger
It's not as
dances.
easy to dance with, but you can put 20 squares on the floor, 8 people to the square.
Yeah, we have a New Year's Eve dance every year, and we have quite a few people come out. It's a family friendly venue.
venue,
and,
yeah.
Yeah, so we just eat and dance.
Now,
and-
you have umbrellas? Because you got a hole in the roof, remember?
Well, we do, but it's not to the point where it's leaking on us. But it's
okay.
been a while since the.
Yeah, one of the things,
shingles-
I'm having some fun, but
I know you are.
But in reality, one of the things that you have to be aware of is that roofs, put yourself in a roof's position on a day like today, sitting up on that roof with that sun beating down on you.
Yeah,
You're up there for 25 or 30 years,
yeah.
rain, cold, snow, freeze, then boom, next day the sun's out beating on you. So the poor roof takes a beating.
Yeah.
And it's time we need a new roof.
We need a new roof, and
So how are we going to get the roof?
well, we're fundraising. So
Good. What's the fundraiser?
It's a chicken barbecue, and it's going to be on the 20th of July.
Yeah.
And we're inviting people to come and enjoy the food, and maybe even be introduced to square dancing.
Wonderful.
No experience necessary.
All right, now where is this going to take place?
It's going to take place at 232 Podunk Road, which is where our place is.
Where is that?
In Sturbridge.
It's in Sturbridge.
It is in Sturbridge, yes, and that's where our facility actually is, so it will take place on the grounds. And the whole barbecue, we have a big barbecue pit that we'll be doing the chicken and the hamburgers and hot dogs in, and then you'll
Wow.
get like potatoes and salad and a bun, and you can go inside and they'll teach you how to dance as well. So you could come with just an intent to have a good family outing and go inside and dance. And if it rains, we have a whole big stuff inside, so we can bake outside, and then you can just eat inside and dance
Good.
and listen to music and have fun with the family.
Wow.
And this is the second annual. So last year we had a very successful barbecue.
Really?
And people were asking, you going to do this again next year? So of course, we said yes. So we're expecting a good crowd, and the food was excellent. Barbecue chicken, and
Oh, yeah.
how can you beat
know,
a
that,
baked
that's
potato?
one of the great things when I came out here in 1957. I mean, I'm old, and I came out here in 1957 from Malden, Boston. Malden's about 5 miles north. Worked at a radio station there. The owner of my station out there bought a station in Ware, Massachusetts, and I had the job. He gave me a promotion. I was news and sports director at WARE. Later became manager and then owned it, bought it myself. But having said that, I came out from there to here. And you want to talk about culture shock. For a city slicker to
Yeah.
come out to Ware, Massachusetts.
Right.
And, but one thing I learned was, especially during the summer, as the different clubs, I mean, the White Eagles, this group, the church groups, would have these chicken barbecues.
Mm-hmm.
And boy, you didn't want to miss those. They have these big things that turn them over, you know.
That's exactly what we have with
Yeah.
our own
Yeah, they got
favorite
the big
sauce.
things and they put them there and they flip them over. And,
Every
you know,
15 minutes, yep.
And the chicken is unbelievable.
Yeah,
You know.
it's good.
Yep.
Yeah. It's a whole half chicken, so
yeah,
you don't get cheated
yeah.
on the food.
No, it's unbelievable.
Yep.
And so we couldn't wait for the summer because we'd hit those. And they were, you know, relatively inexpensive.
Yep.
You know, as a donation, whatever it was, you know, of course, this is 100 years ago. You know,
Right.
but by the same token, it's a great event, and people can really enjoy it and have fun.
Yes.
And so you're also looking to increase your membership.
Right. We would like to introduce square dancing to the public so they realize that it's for all ages. We have various of age ranges that come, and it's a family event too. I mean, not only do I square dance, I have 3 of my 5 boys that square dance, and my parents square dance. So there's a lot of different generations that square dance there, from very young to older, and it's just a lot of fun. It's not what you learned, you know, in high school or in gym class. There's a lot more to it than just that, and it's a family thing. We're all like family there.
Well,
it's just
you know,
a fun
the
event.
one thing that you have to say is when you see them and they can really do it, the good ones.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, people are really into it. It's amazing to watch them. I mean,
Yeah, it's fun.
with the skills they have and the turns and the spins and the,
Yeah.
you know.
Right.
Yes,
And then that
yes.
poor guy that goes, no, I'm only kidding.
Yeah, right, when he jumps.
On a floor that's put over tires.
we like to emphasize that, you know, we do modern square dancing, so which means we use modern music. So the
Yes.
callers, you know, call to, you know, more recent songs that people would be able to identify.
Oh,
with.
really?
Yeah.
Yes, we do nowadays music. We don't do like, it's not country square
Not Hank
dancing
Williams.
anymore. No,
no,
More
Hank's-
like
Much as we love Hank.
Hank Williams.
yeah.
Poor old Kalijah.
No, we do the newer stuff music.
And when people come and just to, you know, sort of check us out and get a feel for what we do, they're very happy that they did, because it's like, oh, we never really knew that it was so much fun, you know? So it's like,
Well, you know, one of the things that someone asked me the other day, I graduated from high school in 1953. And someone asked me the other day what it was like back then and versus now. And I explained to them that back then, if you lived in Malden, it was the first suburb. Malden, Medford, Everett. If your parents made your dad especially, because women didn't work then, no way. So if your dad got a good job, you could afford to move out of Boston. You moved to Malden. And you get out of the triple-decker, and you had your own house with your own land. Oh, it was like, you know.
an American dream.
So in those days, if you lived in Malden, you were an Irish Catholic, you were an Italian Catholic, or you were a Jew. That's who lived there.
Right.
And we had sections of town. We had Oak Grove, where I lived, where all the Irish lived. And we all had lace curtains, because that meant you had it. Well, you had lace curtain Irish. We were the kind of upper crust.
I see.
Privileged. But anyway, we lived up in Oak Grove, and that was called Hop Heaven. Now, the Italians, they all lived in Edgeworth. That was called Guinea Gulch. You couldn't say that, they'd get arrested. Now, the Jews all lived down in Suffolk Square, and that was called Little Palestine. But we were thick as thieves. We went to school together. We loved each other. We cared about each other. If you did something in the neighborhood, by the time you got home, your father already knew.
Yeah.
He was waiting for you. And we had a curfew. At 9 o'clock, the whistles, I did a lot of sports in high school. So all the jocks hang around the square, Malden Square, and the whistles blew at 9. Well, we had a cop in the square, Tommy Heath, big tough cop, but everybody knew Tommy, and he knew your name. And he'd walk around, and he'd say, Vaughn, it's 9:15. You got to get going up to the Grove. You better get going, or I'll take you home in the car. Boy, the last thing you wanted to go was home in that car.
Right.
It was a different world.
Right.
Different world.
It was.
And someone told me about, I said, let me tell you about today. 2 words. Rationalization is the first word. And entitlement. And I said, he looked at me, I said, we can rationalize anything today, including murder. And people think they're entitled to things. Entitled. Everything we got, we worked for. We earned. We did it ourselves. And so it's a different world. Families aren't families anymore.
Right.
You know, I remember every Sunday we went to Nana's. My mother was one of 13. I was the oldest, well, I still am, the oldest of 29 grandkids. And we all went to Nana's every Sunday at 1, and she'd be waiting for us at the top of the stairs. And they were from Ireland, my Nana and Grandpa. And Nana would talk with a brogue. Dickie, get over here. But it was a different world. And it's so delightful. The reason I did that little dissertation, as you mentioned, it's fun and exciting, and it gets people together.
Right.
And that's so missing in our society today.
Right. We have a lot of families that go that. The president of our club has his wife and his 5 children. They square dance, and they don't all come at the same time, but more times than not, they do come and they dance, and they bring their girlfriends, and they teach their girlfriends. My kids have brought many of their girlfriends there to teach it. My parents have
So
brought
your
some of their
kids
kids
have figured out
in.
there's girls, right?
Sadly, they have.
Okay.
He's actually the second youngest of mine.
Okay.
So I have grandchildren that I've actually brought into the club and introduced them. And when the little kids come, even though they can't dance, they're entertained by other people that are there. They can go on the floor. They can be there with their family. They can learn at a very young age to do it. It's
the
fun.
beauty of it is it's bringing people together.
Right.
Which is so desperately missing.
Well, and there's no alcohol or drugs that go on at this place either. So you come there on a Saturday night for good, wholesome fun with each
Yeah.
other. You hang
Yeah.
out, you talk. You don't have to worry about
Yeah.
alcohol or smoking getting in
Yeah.
the way. It's a good, wholesome place where there's good music, great friends, good food.
And we gotta fix the
awesome
roof.
dancing.
You gotta
Yes,
fix-
well, we do
gotta
need
fix
to
the
fix the
roof.
roof, which is why we want more people to come and
Good.
see how much fun it is, so that on a Saturday night they want to come and hang out and do stuff with us. On top of getting a new roof, we can get new people in so that
Right.
everyone can see how much fun we have.
Right.
So we're well on our way to making the
are.
$20,000 that we need to have the new
How
shingles.
big is
on.
this place?
It's a big place.
Oh, it's a very big place.
20,000. I just.
Yep.
We moved to Charlton about 5, 6 years ago, and one of the first things I did was put a new roof on. It was, I don't know, $5 or $6 grand.
Yeah, well, there's 2 or 3 layers of old shingles on. They all gotta be
Right.
stripped off and disposed
One
of.
of those deals. You got to get them all off.
Yeah, get it.
Right.
We gotta, get it down to the boards and put on a good new roof, so we'll be, not talking leakage for 30 more years.
Good. That's good though.
Yeah.
That's exciting. Well, I have to tell you, I'm so glad you stopped by, and we'll get this out for you so people will know that there's a place to go and have fun. Mm-hmm. And you talk about podunk. You know that she just retired. I met her and I worked with her. The former president of Quinsigamon Community College came from Podunk.
Wow.
And people don't realize they're really a podunk.
There really is a podunk.
That's right, and it's in Sturbridge.
Yeah.
And you're on Podunk Road.
Yep.
Right,
232 Podunk Road. And it's a huge barn. So it used to be an old barn, and they added to it to put the dance floor in.
Yeah.
So it's like here, it keeps the heat on the upper floor. And so it, like he said, we need to put a new roof on it. There's layers of it, so we have to have that stripped first and then a new roof on. But we have 15,000 out of the 20,000 we need. So we're hoping that
Almost
this
there.
barbecue, well, we're hoping the barbecue on the 20th will help.
We'll put you there.
It will,
Yeah.
we'll at least get
And,
us a
and
lot
then
closer.
and then you never know. You may get a kind soul who has some extra money, and we'll throw in a few bucks for you.
Yeah, that would be good too, because there's
Yes, it
always
would.
ongoing.
Yeah. We can put a plaque
Maintenance.
up. Put a plaque up with his.
We would
Their name
definitely,
on it.
we would definitely,
Definitely.
do that.
Yeah.
That's great.
Thank you, Dick.
Great.
Yeah.
Listen, I think it's wonderful. and folks, you've heard this story. I want to thank you folks for coming. It's been great having you with us. And we'll give you a copy of this so you can take it around and get Sturbridge will play it, and get Southbridge to play it.
Right.
Awesome.
And,
Okay.
and so people can
perfect.
know about this event.
Thank you.
Okay?
So it's July the 20th and
Yeah.
the
1 to 5.
1 to 5
Is that a
for the
Saturday?
general public.
It
yes.
is a Saturday.
Saturday, 1 to 5.
Yep.
July 20th.
Yep.
Podunk Road in Sturbridge.
All ages
Awesome.
welcome.
Where is that? What's that off?
It's off Route 49.
Okay, right off the big road. There you
Yep,
go.
right
Yeah.
off the big
Right
road.
off
Yep.
49.
Yep.
And there you go. You're all
It's
set.
like maybe two miles off Route 20.
Good.
Yep.
Perfect. There you are. Thank you, folks. It was great.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
That's another
Yes.
Conversations With, and thanks for watching.
Really appreciate it.